pleasure to welcome today at the ESCWA in Beirut, His Excellency, Mr. Bihi Iman Egeh, Minister of Finance, Federal Republic of Somalia. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, what steps is the ministry taking to build a transparent and sustainable financial system in Somalia?
Thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be here at ESCWA today to participate at the Arab Forum for Public Finance and Budget. Somalia has been taking huge strides over the last few years. This has been underpinned by reforms that are actually guided by the debt relief program that Somalia has been undertaking over the last 10 years. So we have been able to achieve the HIPIC completion point in 2023. And through these years, we have rebuilt state institutions. We have built robust public financial management systems. We have also been able to enhance our domestic revenues by reforming tax administrations, but also improving the regulatory, legal, and policy frameworks that underpin tax reforms. So through these years, we have increased our domestic revenues from 1% to 3% of the GDP. It still remains low compared to the region, but I think we are making progress. So in percentage wise, over the last 3 years, we have actually increased our domestic revenues by over 80%. So this is actually testament to our commitment to ensuring, macroeconomic stability, because without enhancing domestic revenue, you cannot actually achieve a long-term sustainable macroeconomic stability. So one of the other things that we have been doing in terms of improving our transparency and accountability is actually engaging with the public, particularly in terms of budget preparations and also executions. So we have adopted a framework, fiscal framework, that actually is anchored by participation of the public. So in our budgets, we engage with different sectors of the communities, civil societies, business communities, trade unions, and also chamber of commerces. So this provides them the platform to actually engage with us, to present their priorities, to reflect their perspectives on spending, as well as also on transparency. But we also provide access of information to the public in terms of budget processes. So this actually underpin our transparency and accountability process. So just to give you another statistics, our budget transparency has increased from 3% to 37% from 2019 to 2023. So we are expecting a better score even in 2025. So that actually demonstrates our commitment to transparency and accountability and good governance in general.
Moving from revenue to the public spending, specifically directed towards the social sectors that are most in need in Somalia, how do you manage public spending towards the needed sectors of the community, of the public?
Yes, Somalia is in a very unique situation. Particularly, we are faced with a number of challenges. Challenges that stem from, security, because we have been fighting with terrorists over the last year, and we have made huge gains in that front by liberating terrorists from large swaths of territories. But we are also been grappling with cyclical and recurrent climatic shocks and crises. In 2025, we have also faced a new challenge, particularly challenges that actually stem from a sharp reduction of official development assistance. So finance ministers in general, particularly ministers who are actually in this situation are often faced with excruciating fiscal trade-offs. So do you actually focus in terms of spending on addressing these external shocks, or do you dedicate your meager resources on development assistance or development finance? So this is actually the prevailing question that actually is faced with finance ministers in most of our region. So Somalia has taken prudent steps to mitigate these trade-offs. One is actually increasing the domestic revenue, improving our fiscal discipline. So we have adopted a prudent fiscal anchors. So we have adopted, for instance, a 3.5% deficit ceiling just to maintain the debt sustainability, but also provide stability, space for social spending. So in terms of social spending, we have introduced new programs, for instance, social assistance programs that are poverty targeted. We are not providing generalized, subsidies like many other countries in the Arab region. But our approach has been, since we cannot actually expand our social spending because of limited resources, we have actually tried our resources to use in an efficient way to target these small resources to communities who are actually below the poverty line. So we have been providing cash assistance to these communities, and we have been trying to link social assistance with education as well as also health services. So that complementarity also creates, improves better, human development outcomes. So education has also improved. In terms of education spending has also increased. Over the last 3 years, our domestic revenue allocation on education spending has increased from 3% to 10%. So this actually indicates that we are trying to broaden our fiscal space for social spending, health as well. So I think prudent and better spending with better targeting is, I think, the lessons that Somalia can present to other experience. Finally, building robust social protection systems are also very important. So we have actually invested and built a government-led, government-owned social protection systems, particularly universal social registry systems, where we have actually collected important data from potential beneficiaries of social assistance. And we have also built management information systems for delivery of social systems, so that we can actually eliminate any intermediaries or rentiers that can actually create impediments in building social contract, because the government is directly engaging with communities. So that is actually what we are doing in terms of building social protection.
You have already stated many challenges that Somalia is facing. What role can international partnership play in supporting financial reforms in Somalia?
I think partnership is critical in improving, or in implementing successful reforms, because we have engaged with IMF, we have engaged with World Bank, we have engaged with the UN, we've engaged with multiple, partners, particularly the European Union, and we have created complementarity in terms of these supporters. So I think partners can play a critical part in driving reforms, in financing development, particularly addressing the development gap. So this development partners has remained critical for Somalia. But I think what is more important is ownership of these reforms, national ownership. So what Somalia has seen over the years is that, without creating a sense of ownership by the local institutions, these reforms cannot be actually sustained. So over the years, particularly during the HIPC process, we have seen 3 different successive administrations, and reforms outlasted these, political cycles. So I often actually tell to our friends and our partners that if, you know, long-term, political stability is not guaranteed, then you need to design reforms in a way that they can actually withstand politics, or in a way that they can actually sustain the momentum, the reform momentum. And that means, the leaders should actually refrain from taking credit of the reforms, which is not an easy thing to do, particularly in contexts like post-conflict societies, and actually allow institutions to take the credit of the reform outcomes and maintain the progress. So I think that is important. And in terms of partnership, complementarity of reforms. Otherwise, duplication of efforts and resources is not helpful.
Well, we are under the ESCWA's institution. It's an international institution that has fostered many partnerships with the countries that face challenges. How important and how significant it is to hold this conference today at ESCWA in Beirut?
I think today's forum is a reflection of the ESCWA's commitment to actually support member countries in terms of actually providing cross-regional experiences. And there are a lot of already happening across the countries. So providing platforms is important in sharing these lessons across the countries. So we have learned a lot today. And Somalia offers a number of lessons, particularly in terms of leapfrog in digitalization, in public financial management. Somalia has actually moved to completely a paperless BFM. I don't think many other countries have done that. In terms of also financial sector, digitalization, we have actually leapfrog in terms of national payment systems, instant payment systems that actually improve interbank, operations and transactions, but also instant payments. And in Somalia, I was actually telling some of the ministers that the banks provide, they don't provide anymore, cards for, MasterCards, Visa cards, but you have your card as a ring. So you don't need to carry it.
Not even a phone.
Not even a phone, just a ring.
Yeah.
Where you can actually do instant payments and, in terms of, in all terminals. So this is an experience that we can share. Somalia can offer these lessons. And we have also learned a lot of lessons from other countries today. So the report that has been presented today is actually an important and insightful report in terms of indicating or demonstrating the progress that the region has made over the years, but also the challenge that we are faced, and also in terms of the gaps that we have actually listened today. So this platform actually is important, and I urge ESCWA to maintain similar platforms.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Bihi Iman Egeh, Minister of Finance for the Federal Republic of Somalia. Thank you so much for being here today.
It is our pleasure. Thank you.